Support the great work of Strike 7 Sports Saints Discussion Session by purchasing licensed NFL fan gear. Items range from Saints hats, jerseys, t-shirts, socks, and so much more. We will greatly appreciate it if you will purchase these items from the text link listed below. The revenue generated from today's offer goes into the funding of the Strike 7 Sports platform. Click on the link strike7sports.com/Saints Fanatics, and you will be taken over to Fanatics website. Thank you. Yo, what's up? This your boy Derek Branch here, Saints Discussions on Strike 7 Sports. And today I just want to really quickly talk about Saints' upcoming matchup with the Carolina Panthers. Pretty much like a first look vlog for this upcoming matchup. Go over the injury report real quick and just talk about the latest what buzz around the team right now in regards to what went down and how they should move on from that transaction to this upcoming matchup. All right, so first we're gonna talk about this injury report that came out today. The first one for September 21st, 2022. And on the injury report, they have for the Saints, you got Paulson Adebo, ankle, limited practice. Alvin Kamara, rib, limited practice. Ryan Ranchak, elbow, limited practice. Traquan Smith, shoulder. Taysom Hill, rib. Marcus May, rib. Jameis Winston, back and now an ankle injury, limited practice. Adam Prentice, shoulder, limited practice. Deontay Hardy, foot, limited practice. Carolina, you just got two players. Christian McCaffrey, he got his rest, did not practice. And you got Dante Jackson, that former LSU Tiger, with a hamstring injury, limited practice. So the reports are stating that Alvin Kamara and Paulson Debo were at practice today in pads. So that's good to hear. Good to hear that. Jameis Winston, from based on they did an interview with him today, and I'm assuming that means he's gonna play, and despite this injury that's going on. So we'll see how everything plays out. All right, man. Now this matchup for the Saints is important. It's an important game, man. And I just think it now, it's been 3 days. No, let's say, well, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, more like 4 days. Yeah, like 4 days since that event transpired on Sunday afternoon between New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers. And not the Carolina Panthers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the supposedly new rival of the New Orleans Saints. But Saints been dominating them for the past several years. But it is what it is. Saints from lost the game 20-10, and throughout the entire week, whether it be social media, Twitter, television, local radio, message boards, Facebook groups, everybody's been talking about this injury, this Jameis Winston injury, and how he shouldn't have been playing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think it's four. Man, I can't even L4 vertebrae sprain, L4 vertebrae in his back. What is it? It's a back injury, broken back. It's a broken back. Anyways, man, I think it's time to move on to the Carolina Panthers for the New Orleans Saints. Um, in regards to Jameis Winston, man, the truth is this, man. The truth is the guy does not want to lose his job to Andy Dalton. It's just what it is right now. Because the chances are, and this is my gut feeling, if Andy Dalton were to get in that game and play, and I think it will work. The offense will get back into sync. I'm just being real with you. I think Jameis is injured, dealing with an injury, but you know, he believes, and I guess the team believes, Dennis Allen believe that it's not to where it's going to hamper him as a quarterback. But we saw in the games that it was clearly hampering him. But after I've, gone back, look at the footage, look at some film, some analysis from people that I, respect, that I can trust, all signs point to saying that it was on Jameis. The reason why the Saints struggled on offense, you know, if the Saints lost the game, but he didn't throw those three picks, I don't think there would be such an uproar over that injury. You know, I just think it won't be. The Saints were doing pretty well until pretty well. They were doing pretty good defending the Tampa Bay Buccaneers until the Mark Ingram fumble, and then it just then the fight occurred. I think the fight occurred before the after the fumble. I think, and it just Saints just unraveled after that, man. It just unraveled. James felt pressured. And he tried to play hero ball, and it didn't play into the favor of the Saints. Um, I'm guessing all signs are pointing to him playing in this game, and that's the same from what I read is that the same he's in the same status that he was in last week when the injury report came out. So he's gonna be in limited practice all week. Now the ankle injury is something new, you know, but um, they got to get it together in his upcoming game against the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers are 0-2, and they're desperate for a win. Now, the games that they've lost were close ones, close games that the Panthers lost. Week 1 against Cleveland Browns, week 2 against New York Giants. Both games were close. And, you know, Christian McCaffrey had 100 yards rushing in last week's game against New York Giants, but they still lost. These teams are familiar with each other. Jameis Winston is familiar with the Carolina Panthers. You know their personnel, all that. This is the game that you know Winston he had a bad outing against Carolina last year in that week 2 against when he had the C-19 outbreak among the coaching staff. You know, um, I just want to see how the Saints defend Christian McCaffrey now. You know, because I don't think he played. Yeah, he was out for the year in that second matchup. And McCaffrey has presented some problems for the Saints in the past. You know, he's presented some problems to where he's the only running back. He's the only back that makes Demario Davis look his age, in my opinion. You know, DJ Moore, Marshawn Lattimore. That's going to probably be a featured matchup coming up. I'm glad that Marshawn didn't get suspended for his role in that fight with Mike Evans and then Fournette and Brady. He didn't deserve to be ejected, you know, but I'm glad he didn't suspend him either because that suspension would have hurt the Saints. His suspension would have hurted the Saints more than Mike Evans being out for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's just that simple, you know. And I'm glad the league wasn't petty about this to where it would have been multiple games. You know, Mike Evans should have got suspended multiple games, but in the same token, if Lattimore got suspended, they probably would have added multiple games to it because this is New Orleans Saints, and the league could be petty, can act petty toward the Saints when it comes to transgressions. But this is a game that the Saints have to win, man. They have to win this game. They gotta get it. Get this win and build some momentum, build some chemistry between Winston and the wide receivers. You know, hopefully, man, they can lean more on the running attack. You got Alvin Kamara, use him. Hopefully, we can see some action, Latavius Murray action in this game. We don't know yet. He's still in the practice squad. They haven't activated him to the roster, the active roster. Um, you know, Michael Thomas is coming along. You know, slowly but surely, he's gonna be get back to his 2019, that 2017, 2019 form and dominate this game, hopefully. And Winston, man, just have to settle down, man. Settle down. Don't get first if he's gonna play in this game, don't get too frustrated to where I won't say frustrated, but don't feel pressure to where you gotta start going. You gotta start connecting. You know, you still gotta start throwing deep passes with your ball, with the football. You know, don't get flustered, man. You know what I'm saying? And I know what it is, man. I know the situation. You know, a lot of people not talking about it right now, but Winston doesn't want Dalton to start, in my opinion. He doesn't want him to start because Winston knows that this is like the last chance he's gonna get to become paid like a top 10 quarterback, a long term deal that could secure his future and his family's future, and he's willing to sacrifice, and this could have long term ramifications on James and his body, and I hope that's not the case. I hope it doesn't get to where it hurts him in the long run when he's done with football. That's sometimes people you hear this all the time. The benefits outweigh the risk. Jameis could fight through this, believes that he can fight through this, um, get the Saints to the playoffs, secure that long term deal, that long term financial stability with this team. Because if not, if they're putting doubt in this game into this roster, this lineup as a starter, and he performs well, I just feel that the Saints aren't going to go back to Jameis Winston, man. They're just not. Now, can this is it are the Saints a Super Bowl team with Andy Dalton? I don't think so. I'm probably gonna temper my expectations with Dalton as a starter. But I got a caveat though. He's gonna have to be does he have a chance to be a Brad Johnson type or a Trent Dilfer type where his defense is so good that he doesn't have to do a whole lot and win the Super Bowl? Is not Marshawn Lattimore, is Michael Thomas gonna like that? You know? I mean, something to think about. Now, the Saints would have better. I mean, I think the Saints would have better. The Saints would have has better pieces in those type of teams that I'm talking about on offense to be better. You know, um, Tampa Bay won the Super Bowl with Brad Johnson, they didn't have the Saints pieces. They had Allstott, Warren, I think Allstott and they Warwick done that left by the time Tampa Bay went to the Super Bowl. They don't have. They had Allstott and Michael Pittman and Keyshawn Johnson. And Keyshawn Johnson is, it's Michael Thomas's uncle, but Keyshawn Johnson is nowhere near what Michael Thomas is. They had Keaton McCardell that was pretty much on the end of his out of his prime by the time we got to Tampa Bay. You know, but it's gonna have to be like that. And also, the Saints may have to get secure home field advantage if you have Dalton as your starter. Because you don't beat Tampa out for the division, the chances are you can be playing on the road, running the gauntlet through the NFC. And you may have to go to Philadelphia, playing in difficult weather, or Lambeau Field. There's some of the things to think about. But as for Carolina, man, Saints just gotta take care of business in this game. Take care of business. Get ready for London. You know, this is an opponent that you're familiar with. You're familiar with their personnel. I want to see how Pete Carmichael is going to scheme up this game, this attack this Carolina defense, which is also fast. It's not a 3-4. It's not what Tampa presents with the 3-4, but they got some playmakers on that defense that could, ball up Alvin Kamara. They do. So we'll see how that plays out, man. Hopefully they can lean more on the running attack, man. They can get this running game going early in the game. Get this running attack going early, set the tone, and then maybe they can set up the play action pass later on. You know. So we just gotta see everything played out, man. We just gotta move on. We gotta, as a fan base, we got to move past what went down with Tampa Bay Buccaneers because people have been talking about it all week, man. All week. They it's you know did he did Jameis? Some people saying it was Jameis's back that caused what went down against the Buccaneers. Some people say that it was his mechanics was off, and he could have he could have got those passes off to Michael Thomas instead of throwing down the field to Chris Olave. It just all kind of theories are out there of why the Saints lost that game, man. But you got to move on, bro. It's still early in the year, man. It's super early in the year. Only 2 games in. What to be three this Sunday, And if you still thinking about as a fan base, you still thinking about what went down last week. And you play this game, you could lose focus. And this Panthers team is 0-2. And the way we know and the people that excuse me, that people that have seen the way Baker Mayfield play is that he's streaky. He could look terrible for 2 to 3 games, and then the next game, that fourth game, he'll light it up. He'll look like the second coming of Drew Brees. Could that happen this week? We'll see. You know, it depends on how this pass rush is gonna how this pass rush is gonna attack that Panthers O line. How they gonna take care of Christian McCaffrey? A guy that when he's healthy has presented some problems for the Saints. So we'll see. All right, man. That's all I have for y'all for right now, man. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how y'all feel. How you feel about the Saints a road matchup against the Carolina Panthers. Also, description box below. Check out strike7sports.com/Saints for the latest content on the Wall Saints organization. Have a blessed night. Peace. I'm out. Who that?